Hey guys, so welcome back to yet another episode of Get Corporate Ready. Now, in this episode, we're going to be focusing on how do you even start building self-confidence. Now, confidence is one of the most important things that you guys can start building within yourself because confidence is your currency. It's the energy that you bring into a room. And so as you go through life, irrespective of what opportunities, whether it's in your own personal life, or whether it's at work, the way you carry yourself really is testament to what it is you expect in your life and what it is you have to bring. So for those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Bohlale Paile, and I use this platform to give tips and tricks on how you can get corporate ready. Now, today's episode is something that is more focused on you as a person, but this is something that if you get it right, you'll definitely be able to see a massive difference in your corporate journey. Now, as I said, I'm going to take you through 10 really quick tips that are going to help you build your self-confidence. So the first thing that I think is important is for you to cultivate self-awareness, right? Being more aware of yourself is so important. And by this, what I mean is be aware of the thoughts that you have. Are they more positive? Are they more negative, right? And once you find that maybe you are leaning more towards having negative thoughts around fear and not sure if you're good enough and imposter syndrome, take note of that. Once you take note of the type of thoughts that you are having, it actually gives you an opportunity to start changing them deliberately, right? A lot of us just go through life without thinking about what we are thinking. And that way we get surprised when people react to us in the way that they do and when certain things happen in life the way that they do. So be aware of your thoughts, be aware of your behavior as well, how you respond to others and how they respond to you. Be cognizant of your emotions as well, how you are feeling. So it's important for you to not only just concentrate on what you're thinking, but also what you are feeling. So self-awareness, there's a lot to unpack just in that, but that's one of the first things that's important in building your personal self-confidence. The second thing that's important, get to know yourself, right? So the first point already is part of getting to know yourself, being self-aware, but also just understand what are your limits in life, right? So what does it take to tip you over? What does it take for you to really feel like, okay, now I need to stop and recharge, right? So getting to understand who you are, what you bring to the table, those things are really important because then it allows you to play in the space of strength, right? A lot of us go through life not really understanding who we are, and therefore we try and mold ourselves into being like other people, and it never really works, and it's very strenuous because we're trying to be something that we are not. Now, where you find your source of power is really understanding who you are, and once you understand who you are, you're able to play to your strengths. So the third thing, once you get to know yourself, it's important to accept who you are. So we can't change who we are, right? We can't change our backgrounds, where we come from, how we've been raised. Those are not things that we can change, but those are the things that have molded us into being who we are. And once you get to a point of acceptance, that this is who I am and this is where my strength lies and this is what I have to offer and these are the things that I'm not really good at, that's when you actually start knowing, how do I move forward? The things that are my strengths, how do I play to them more? The things that are development areas for me, what are some of the things I can do to develop that? Or how can I make use of other people around me to help me in things that I need to develop in that are maybe their strengths, right? So once you accept who you are, you're able to then play to the strengths and the uniqueness that you are, and that's what's going to be your superpower. So God didn't make all of us to be exactly the same. There's a reason why we are all so different. It's because we bring a level of diversity to what life actually is, and in any environment that you go to, you're bringing something unique. So love yourself, accept yourself for who you are, so that you are aligned with what it is you know you are here for and what it is you have to offer the world. Fourth thing that I think is so important in building your self-confidence is for us to stop comparing ourselves, right? I've spoken so much about understanding yourself, understanding your emotions, accepting yourself, getting to know yourself. Once you know and accept who you are, don't look at other people and where they are in their journeys and start comparing yourself. That is the one thing that really kills a person's uniqueness, and it really kills your sense of confidence. A lot of us spend so much time on social media, and people show you the best side of their lives, right? It doesn't mean that that's who they are on a daily basis. And so we need to be so careful when we are on internet or social media platforms not to compare ourselves, because what that ends up doing, it makes us feel that we don't have as an exciting life. We don't have the type of beauty. We don't have the type of body. We don't have the type of career as so and so. But we all on our own journeys, and we all on our own paths. And once we start accepting that I was brought here as Bohlale, I'm on my own path, I'm on my own journey, and I'll arrive at certain stages in my life at the right time that I need to be there, then you are just so much more at peace, and you're so much more confident in who you are. Comparison kills confidence. So make sure that at any given point in time, when you feel tempted to compare yourself to someone else, that you stop, you pause, you reflect, you go back into who am I, what are my strengths, what is my superpower. That is what I'm going to pay attention to, because this is my journey. The thing that I think is important is authenticity, right? So authenticity is really just about being you. In any engagement that you're in, doesn't matter who you're speaking to, where they come from, what their background is, how senior, junior, be yourself, be authentic to yourself. And you can only be authentic once you've done step 1 to 4 so far, right? Understanding who you are, understanding what you bring to the table, what are your strengths, what are your differences. Be authentic. People love authenticity. People love being with people and feeling like this person is so genuine. This person is not trying to be anything more than what they actually are. It is one of the most attractive traits that people can have, because that really leaves people feeling like, I can trust this person, because they're not putting up a wall, they're not pretending, they're not trying to be something that they're not. And once you come across as someone that is authentic, then they know that, anything I tell this person, or if I ask for advice, they're going to give it from a good place. They're going to give it from an authentic place. And so you'll be amazed at how people react to you, because you are genuine and authentic with them. So practice being more of yourself when you engage with people, and make sure that those conversations are really leaving you feeling like you were aligned with who you were at that point in time. The sixth thing that I think is important is for you to learn to journal. And in this journal, one thing that you need to get really good at doing is really just ensuring that you count your blessings, right? So practicing gratitude is a great way of feeling more confident, right? Because once you get into the habit of counting the things that are going well in your life, counting the things that you've been able to accomplish in life, right? Because I feel a lot of times we run through life and we don't actually take stock of the things that have gone well. In actual fact, a lot of people would rather focus on what's not going well in their lives, as opposed to the things that are going well. So where you have accomplished things, make sure you're journaling that stuff. So we need to get into a habit of really just ensuring that we spend time counting our blessings, counting our accomplishments, writing some of that stuff down, so that we see that we have made massive strides. If you think of yourself 10 years ago and where you are now, or even 5 years ago and where you are now, there's a lot of milestones that you've actually ticked along the way. But as human beings, we are so good at just tick, 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 let's move on to the next thing. It's always about the next thing. And for as long as we're always chasing the next thing, we'll never feel completely satisfied. And for as long as we don't feel satisfied, we always feel like we're behind and we are not where we need to be. And that takes away confidence, and that takes away a sense of understanding and appreciation for all that you've done and all you've been able to achieve. So once you spend some time really just counting your blessings, your accomplishments, that's going to help you go into the day feeling more confident, feeling blessed, feeling fulfilled. All of those things are going to just resonate through your journey and through your day every single time. So practice doing that. Even if it's once a day that you're doing that, I think it's going to make such a massive difference in your life. The eighth thing that I think is important is really just about making sure that you learn to set goals for yourself. Setting goals for yourself brings about a sense of purpose. You know what it is you're waking up to. You know what it is you want to start doing more of. You know how it is that you want to gain knowledge, or you want to get fitter, or you want to eat healthier, or you want to get a promotion at work. Whatever it is that you set for yourself, it gives you a sense of purpose. It gives you something to wake up and accomplish, right? And once you feel that you are purpose driven, that really allows you to start feeling more confident in what life has to offer, right? So the next thing that I think is important and that will really help you start building confidence is taking action. A lot of times we have dreams, we have goals that we want to attain, and yet we procrastinate because we have a fear of failing. Now, for as long as you procrastinate, you don't feel like you're progressing. You don't feel like you're making any strides. And yet, if you take even the smallest action towards a particular goal, that will help you gain confidence in your ability to do it. So whether you are doing something for yourself in terms of your personal development, take action. Start reading a book. Start learning something new. Start gaining knowledge, right? The more you gain knowledge, the more you feel like, hey, I'm actually growing as an individual, and I'm actually attaining so much knowledge that's going to help me feel more confident about myself, my situation. So really getting into personal development, self-help books, those are things that I'd always recommend to really help you grow in confidence as well, growing in knowledge. But also, I definitely think it's important for us to learn to start facing our fears. For as long as our fears take us captive of what we could potentially become, we'll never quite realize that. And so it's important for you that when you're wanting to grow and build your confidence, start taking action, start doing small things towards the goals that you have. And before you know it, you'll look back and you'll have something to write down in your journal to say, I can't believe I've actually accomplished this. And I feel so proud of myself for having accomplished that, right? But you'll never get to a point where you're accomplishing things if you're never doing anything. So learn to face your fears, because once you do, you'll start feeling a sense of accomplishment. And once you start doing that, that builds on your confidence. So the ninth thing that I think is important is just making sure that you walk tall, right? They say fake it until you make it. So always carry a good, positive posture about you, right? People that are kind of dragging themselves into work and hunched down and the head is down all the time, it really communicates externally that you're someone that just wants to be left alone. You want to be hidden. You want to remain in your own space. And that doesn't communicate confidence. And so what you'll find is something as simple as just walking tall, looking people in the eyes, smiling with people, looking approachable and friendly makes you look confident. And once you start doing that, even people around you start interacting with you in a very different way. You'll be very surprised that people are starting to say, hey, we want Bohlale to do the presentation, or Bohlale to be the leader of the team if you've got a team assignment, whatever it is that you've got to do, right? Because you come across confident. And so people expect you to be a confident person, and it opens doors and opportunities for you to showcase once again who you are, your strengths, and the things that you bring to the table, and the things that you are working on, and demonstrating how you are growing as an individual. So make sure that you walk tall, make sure that you are ensuring that your body language communicates confidence. Lastly, make sure that you are someone that engages with people, right? So don't shy away from speaking to people. Once you develop that sense of confidence in who you are, you'll definitely be able to carry yourself more confidently around people. Now, when you engage with people, so important to be mindful of how you treat other people, right? So make sure you're treating people with kindness, which is so important and demonstrates a sense of confidence in yourself. Once you start hearing people talk about you in a negative light, that she's always talking badly about other people, she's always someone that is gossiping about other people. Once you start becoming that kind of a person, what that communicates to many people is that you are not confident in yourself, and that's why you find a need to bring other people down, right? But when you are a kind person, when you are a giving person, when you are cognizant of how you engage with people, that will communicate and bring a sense of confidence in yourself, right? Because what that means is that you don't need to put someone else down to feel better about yourself. So make sure that you're treating people with kindness. Make sure that you're opening yourself up to engaging with people. And I promise you, the more you do that, the more you will gain confidence in yourself. You'll gain confidence in the potential that you have to be you version 2.0. So guys, those are the 10 tips that I really wanted to share with you. And it's not something that's going to happen overnight. So guys, always make sure that you are practicing all of these tips, because these are the things that are going to help set you apart as you go through your journey in life and in your career. So always make sure that you are practicing all of these tips all the time, and before you know it, they'll start coming naturally, and before you know it, you'll be a confident person without even noticing it. Please let me know in the comments below, which one of these tips do you really struggle with? Always know that you're not shaped by the environment around you, but that you have the ability to shape the environment around you. So make sure you're starting with all of that inner work, because that's what's going to help you in your corporate career, in your personal life. And these are just some of the tips that are really going to help you from a confidence perspective.